Welcome back. Let's take a look at the papers now, see what the papers have for us. Well, it's a period where you try to put a smile on your face, and it's not working. But let's look at the papers. Let's see what the papers have. Top corner, we start with Sport On this morning. Top corner, Kule. This is what everyone is talking about on the streets, everywhere, in the rooms, on the field, everywhere. The ban or suspension. Let's use the right word. Top corner, Spot On this morning. FIFA snubs Nigeria's delegation, rejects the decision taken at the extraordinary Congress. That story is on page 13. But let me quickly allow you react to that. I mean, the suspension came because probably, that delegation met with them and it wasn't satisfactory.
Yeah, it wasn't satisfactory. FIFA, for now, still understands the Aminu Magari-led board are the individuals that FIFA
they
recognize as we speak.
So right anybody trying to correspond with FIFA,
they're trying to lure them. They are not ready to listen to.
All right. All right. Also at the top corner of Spot On, it's Liverpool, Man City for Onazi. That story is on page 13. We wish him all the best as he tries to progress in his career. Other stories: City want £8 million. Pogba to replace Yaya Toure. That story is on page 2, and all the other updates from some of the stories we've talked about. Okay, so let's move on from Spot On quickly and go to our next paper for review this morning, and of course it is Soccer Star. Kulewell is still on the NFF crisis.
Absolutely.
And understandably so. FIFA snubs federal government delegation. FIFA does not want to hear anything about government. But people have accused, this is where I'm going, people have accused FIFA of double standard. You know that this, especially in third world countries, you know that these countries do not have the resources to run football the way you want them, so they are not independent. The government puts in the money.
Yeah. So
when they put the money is intervention.
Absolutely.
When they want to take decisions, it's interference. So I don't know if you agree that there's double standard somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. There's double standard. FIFA says the associations should be an autonomous body. They should source for funds for themselves. But government are the one who are actually putting in.
When any country wants to host, Sepp Blatter flies into that country, sees the president. And he knows he's going to be the president of that country.
That will finance, that will, put in all the money that will be available for.
Maybe we should just move on. Well,
I think we got everything wrong. We didn't start on, if we are taking the decision of the Congress before the court, the Part2 court, maybe FIFA will, listen to them.
Well, let's look at other stories there. And the mind games have begun, really. Alejandro Sabella, the Argentine coach, is telling us the Germans are at advantage. I don't think I agree with him. This is South American soil. Argentines are next door neighbors to Brazil.
Absolutely.
If there's anybody that's going to be supported there.
Yeah.
But then again, you can say maybe because Brazil would rather that the Germans won than Argentina to win in Maracanã Stadium. Other stories, Van Gaal saying his players avoided taking penalty kicks. An Argentine reporter killed. We've talked about all of those ones in our shows earlier. And the big one, Kule, Sanchez seals Gunners move. Let me quickly allow you to talk about that as we move on to the next paper.
Yeah, fantastic deal for Arsenal. And, considering the fact that Arsenal really have frailties in the attack, I think this is a very good addition.
They have to depend on only Olivier Giroud.
Olivier Giroud alone, I think, is a very good addition for them. £30 million for 5 years, and he'll be earning the sum of £140,000 per week. I think it's a very good move for Arsenal.
And on the bottom strip, you have Atletico grabs £18 million Mandzukic, leaves Bayern Munich to join Atletico Madrid, the Spanish La Liga champions. Barca captures £88 million Suarez, but we're waiting for a confirmation about that. But Soccer Star has, maybe they know what we don't know. So we'll wait. And Fellaini gets a new record. You almost won't recognize, but on the bottom corner, that's Marwan Fellaini without the Afro puff. That's Marwan Fellaini, bottom strip, new haircut for the Belgian star. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on and go to other papers this morning. Sporting Life, and this one, bonus, well, a lot of fans will want to look at this again. I'll probably grab a copy of the Sporting Life this morning, the Friday edition. Kule, 2014 World Cup fallout. Bonus row made Eagles crash. I've not read this. I'd like to. I'm very sure you'd like to read as well.
Yeah.
If there's any truth in it.
Of course. There's behind every rumor there's an atom of truth rather, because the circumstances that surrounded the team before. Yeah, smoke without fire. The incident that happened before, which the team didn't train prior to the game against them, the French team. The guys demanding that their bonuses be paid.
Okay, and let's get some interesting stories. You have in Sporting Life some of the other stories we've talked about, but this one, Kule, Amesimaka faults FIFA suspension. It's interesting to want to listen to the views of Adoke Amesimaka, because he's someone that's always criticized the way the NFF, the rules guiding the NFF. Yeah. But in this case, he's saying he's faulting the suspension. And of course, John Fashanu accuses NFF of misleading FIFA.
That was what we talked about earlier.
At this point, a lot of people agree that FIFA should not be probably hasty. From where I come from, they'll say if somewhere doesn't get dark in your presence, you have to be cautious. How you walk in that particular place at night. Maybe that's what these guys are trying to tell FIFA.
Yeah, that's what they are actually trying to tell FIFA. They feel that FIFA actually listened to the Aminu Magari-led board side of the story. They have not even recognized the Congress that was put in place.
Probably the side of the federal government.
The side of the federal government as well.
All right, let's move on. Stoke boss Ailes, as I said, that story is us paid 15. And of course, this one, precision training, Manchester City drag Kelechi Iheanacho and Nwakali to Scotland. That story is on page 13. Well, let's move on to our last paper for review this morning. Complete Sports, all the stories we've talked about on the top corner, Sanchez, a preview of tomorrow's final. But this one that I want you to react to quickly, Kunle, as we wrap up this segment. Nigeria calls FIFA's bluff. That's the latest on the suspension. Sports Minister says World Soccer ruling body is wrong. And of course, Amesimaka, Fashanu blast, they say that FIFA has been misled.
Yeah, they have been misled. Just like we said, listen to one side of the story and not ready to listen to the other part, because the Congress was supposed to be...
Rules are rules.
Yeah, rules are rules, absolutely. But I think the guys didn't take into cognizance what happened, the decision of the Part2 High Court.
Okay.
The Congress was actually put in place and passed a vote of no confidence on the Aminu Magari-led board.
All right, okay. So that's our beat on the papers. You need to grab a copy of the papers to have a full gist of all the things that happened. Probably get a clarification on some of the headlines that we've read up. We'll go on a break. When we go on that break, Kunle Philip would step aside, and Cecilia Omorogwe will join me. We'll be looking at Nigeria's participation in the 2014 Commonwealth Games. It's less than 2 weeks to the start of the games. We're going to look at Team Nigeria's preparation and what to expect from Team Nigeria. Join us again. Well, Cecilia Omorogwe joins me now, and for the few minutes we have left, we'll be looking at 2014 Commonwealth Games to be held in Glasgow, Scotland. Well, Cecilia, let's talk about Team Nigeria, and how has the team been preparing for not the Olympics, well, another multi-sport event that equally as big.
Well, but I think, I'm afraid to say, it's really not been going well. If you look at all the federations, like about 1 month ago, they were complaining that the 4 billion naira promised by the presidency to the different sport federations to prepare for the Commonwealth Games has not been released. And as we speak, I think that money is still hanging. And most of the federations have started using their own money to see how they can fund the sport for most of the athletes that have gone abroad to actually train, for them to use their personal money to do that. And the last reports I heard from the Nigerian Wrestling Federation, Daniel Gali, normally we usually expect medals from wrestling. And he said that we shouldn't hope on medals from them because there's actually no money for them to prepare. That's really a sad one. No, for the athletics, of course.
That's where I'm going.
That's it. Okay. For the athletics, luckily today we are having about 3 of our big athletes competing at the Salisbury Grand Prix, talking about the IWF Golden League, which is really a huge one. Tosin Oke, of course, he will be doing the triple jump. And Blessing Okagbe, of course, 200 meters. Remember, she's actually having about 10 points. She's leading in the pack of the 200 meters. So that's what she has entered on. Last year, that was what she actually broke the 100 meters African record, you know, in the 100 meters. But she's not doing the 100 meters. She's doing the 200 meters. And Regina George, of course, she's back after the last time she competed at the Diamond League. So if you look at these big athletes, I'm thinking even if we're going to get a medal,
anything,
yes,
probably will come from athletics.
Regina George, Blessing Okagbe, and
not,
maybe
not necessarily. Not necessarily because we put anything into them, but because some of these athletes, because they are busy competing, they may get something. But with the picture you've painted, what should be our expectation, really? Because we've been accused of having our expectations being so high. We tend to ignore what we put in to our athletes. We just, anybody representing Nigeria, we just expect go there and win. And it's when they fail to win that we now say, you guys didn't do your job and all that. But what should be our expectation now?
I think we can get something from the athletes, of course. I talked about 3 big babes we're actually expecting something from. But there's actually one guy, man, a 31-year-old from the US, an American, you know, who decided to run for Nigeria. He was in Calabar, you know, for the all trials and all that. I'm talking about Mark Jerks. This man actually won the 100 meters in a time of 10.223 seconds to beat Orogen Eguero, who happens to be African champion. So for him, he's actually saying that we can expect also something from him. So since he's going to run for Nigeria for the very first time, which most Nigerians are not really happy about, but we're expecting something from him. Outside that, table tennis, of course, we've seen what Eniton Shode has done with table tennis and all that, and of course the crop of athletes that are going from table tennis, we can also expect something from that. Maybe weightlifting as usual, because somehow, and of course the para sports, somehow they always give us something. And shooting also, they've been preparing very well. Shooting, we can get something from shooting, but talking about how many medals is something I can't really stick out my name. But if you look at table tennis, shooting and weightlifting,
can get
and
something
of course
from those
athletics,
places.
we can get something, but maybe highest.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Before we came on set, we joked, we laughed about Nigeria's best performance at the Commonwealth Games, and 1994 will always come to your mind. But with less than 2 weeks to the Commonwealth Games, you're painting a picture of inadequate preparation. Can we surpass? Can we surpass?
You're talking about 37 medals, right?
Yes.
37. Then 11 of it were actually gold medals.
Yes.
I don't think so. Now, in 2010, we got 33, 11 gold medals also, because we actually prepared well, despite the fact that it was also a World Cup year. Now, this World Cup year, preparation's not there. You know, athletes spending their own money. How do you expect athletes to actually spend their own money, prepare for games, and make the best out of it? So it's going to be like individual effort, not because we put in something into it. But for me, I don't think 37 is actually huge. I don't think we'll get that. But I mentioned some sport that we can get some medals from, but 37, I don't think so.
Let's talk about this lady in your picture. You can't talk about Nigerian athletics without talking about Blessing.
We know we'll get something from her.
So what blessings are we going to get from Blessing?
I think 200 meters, 100 meters, she is there. But long jump, I'm afraid, because there's something she said, you know, after in Paris when she won the 200 meters, that look, it's like the public are more in tune with the sprints, you know, events and all that. So she might just get something in the 100 meters, and of course 200 meters. But long jump, maybe she will go there. But she always win gold in 100 long jump.
What happened to her?
She might just focus on the 100 and 200 meters. We have to find out about that.
I hope this time we'll manage her well. You know, look at the times for the races, and you know, manage her well. We probably, out of those 3 events, if there's one she could sacrifice,
of course, for the other, yes, she might just do that. Maybe that's why she was actually saying she might focus. That's might, not that she will. She might focus on, you know, the print event and all that. There's also the 4x100 meters event. Also, definitely she will be leading
women
that.
Or men?
Women, of course, talking about no men. No, we're okay. I'm talking about the women. Men.
I'm not angry.
We did not qualify for the 4x100.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. But you're sure the ladies?
Of course, from the ladies' angle, I'm sure of that. Even the 4x400 meters women also, I'm sure about that.
You don't see the guys in the medal zone?
Okay, maybe this Mark Jerks can, maybe 3rd place, maybe a bronze medal in 100 meters, but definitely outside him. Again, I'm not sure, because the time he finished Calabar, 10.45 seconds in 100 meters, that's poor.
All right. By the time the 2014 FIFA World Cup, the final has been played, all attention, all eyes will focus on the 2014 Commonwealth Games. And at the end of the competition in August, hopefully, we'll probably be talking of a performance better than 94. If not, it's going to be the same old story. Well, that's all we have for you this morning. We hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to do this morning. Join us again on Monday for another edition of Sports This Morning. Bye for now.